we started to build on the advertising area. See, we got fine arts going right from the beginning, in drawing and painting and perspective, whatever else belonged to it, and the three-dimensional areas, were part of it. And let's see now, what else? So then besides the advertising department, so we felt that in a community it might be good for the community to know that we are interested in developing designers. So, and we were very fortunate to get Bernard Stockwell. See, we got him out of, Toledo. I think he was working for a major glass company. He was a designer up there. And we got him down here, and he taught industrial design, three-dimensional design. See, we went right along with him. Then we got Frank Hatfield out of New York City. So we put an ad in order to get a good illustrators, you had to hit New York City. See, I knew it because that's where I came from, I knew the activity at one time. And somehow we got very fortunate. We got Frank Hatfield came in on our response. And there we developed the illustration department. See? So we got the illustration department going, the advertising department, the fine art department, the industrial design area. See, and we have other people who taught in color, like Robert Cunningham, who we lost in a car accident. He was a terrific instructor, And he was one of our own products. So he was very talented and very good. And he, by the way, Cunningham was the one that did the circular brush stroke, I remember poor Bob, I had him going in room 3 in Baton Hall. I said, Bob, we got to get one brush stroke, almost circular feeling. So he worked here almost a week. And at the end of the day, he come on and look. He was surrounded by brush strokes. I said, no, Bob, I haven't seen any of them yet. I said, by the way, Bob, did you ever try a bristle brush? See, he was using soft bristle. See, try the bristle brush. It's a little bit tougher. And use watercolor paper. That way it's a little rougher paper, see. I said, oh, all right. He said, I'm getting tired of doing brush strokes, he said. He went over. He started to do them right there at home. I was scared the hell out of him. I said, that's it, Bob. No, don't touch it, And then he did. About the third one he did on watercolor paper. That was it. So over there again, we were redesigning the catalog, because at that time the high schools around Columbus didn't think we were very good. See, we had to cut through that element because of the past history. It didn't have too good. I guess before then they had good teachers, and before then they had a pretty good reputation. But then when we came in, it was after World War II, they had lost the reputation they once had. See, and when we came in, he said, when I called them up, I wanted to go over and know them. They said, oh no. I said, where are you from, the Columbus Art School? I said, yes. We're working in these new programs. I said, never mind. We don't want to see you. That's what we had to cut through. A bad reputation like that. So it was really tough, believe me. Anyway, this is what did it eventually, working with a foundation program. And the instructors, to go on with that, see, we had Bob Cunningham was our own product. Harry Rich was a graduate from Pratt Institute. Bernie Stockwell was a graduate from Pratt Institute. I was a graduate from Pratt Institute, so we were influenced by Pratt Institute, who was the most successful art college in the world at that time, believe me. It had great teachers, and the program, their foundation program was better than any of them. See, and they proved it by the amount of art directors they put out in the field. Almost every other decent organization had a graduate from Pratt Institute. So besides that, and we had we had a young lady, Mrs. Mrs. Wolf, Shelley Wolf. You know, she was very good. She really loved the school and did all kinds of things to help. And of course, then Mary came. Yeah, Mary was like the highlight of it all, because Mary came from a college. She graduated in art, you know, but she was brilliant. She was really brilliant in the thinking process. You know, how to help, you know, development of the program and students. You know, she was just about everything those days. She was registrar. She sold art supplies. She kept the books. You remember when I became the so-called dean in the beginning, I didn't even know what she meant when she said, "Where are the books?" You know, I didn't know. You know, and she said, "Well, you know, we got to keep a record of the money that comes in." "Oh, I see. You call those books?" I said, "Yeah, well, okay, fine." The ignorance. So, yeah, that's it. This is mostly the staff. We got a couple other people in there. I can't think of their names right now, but there were just about two more teachers in there that were teaching in a foundation program. But most of them are the important ones, you know. But we always tried to get good teachers that were professional artists. See? Between you and me, Tom, you know, nowadays, too many places, too many schools, they want to employ people by the number of degrees they have. Well, you know what I think? That's a lot of baloney. I remember talking to John Batch. He was the head man of Battelle. I said, John, one time, I said, John, when you want a good creative scientist, what do you do? What do you look at? The degrees they have? You only hire PhDs? He said, "Oh, no, Joe, no. We look for talent." I said, John, that's so good to hear you said it, because that's the way we do it. We ask for a portfolio and personal experiences. And what they call, besides that, besides having good portfolios, I say we ask them to come to see us. We take them to lunch, because we want to see what kind of a person he is. You want to be a decent teacher, you have to be a decent person, because the kids can see right through you. You know, we had one time, Mary can tell you this story better than I can. We had an appointment with one guy with a master's degree. You know, he had a pretty good portfolio. He came into the door of the office. I was busy at my desk, and Mary went over there and to the door, and she said, "Hey, the appointment is here." He said, "But he's got some kind of dummy with him." I said, what kind of dummy does he have? You know, the ones that you pass the words and all. He's just, somehow I got to see him. I sneaked to take a look at him. I told Mary, you know, all of a sudden I lost my appetite. I told him I don't feel good. I said, I don't want to go to lunch with this dumbass. Is it the way he wants to, you know, to look for a job, for the idiocy, you know, of his approach? So I said, the hell with him. You know, you have to have decent people who are real people, you know, not because they're show off, not because of degrees, but because they know. Okay, now that's, you know, in the process of all of this, and Tom, I think it's going to take a little longer to tell the story, because in the process, you know, we were working toward the degree. All I hit is just the foundation program.